a great team environment, gave me a new lease on life.
And it's the best job I've ever had, never looked back.
It's an amazing career. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
My name's Martine Pearman. I've been in the fire service now for 4 years. Why do I like being a firefighter? It's really challenging. It's a fantastic experience, a great career choice.
I applied to be a firefighter when I was 19 years old. I was in England and it was very half-hearted. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And then I didn't get through. I didn't even get anywhere with that. And then I didn't even really think about it too much until I came to Australia, and I knew then, this is for me, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get in.
My name is Claire Finucane. I've been in the service 16 years now, and I did a Bachelor of Education and taught for a short time before I changed jobs.
60-40 over there.
My name is Pippa Williams. I'm a senior firefighter and I have been employed in the WA Fire and Rescue Service for 11 years.
My name's April Jane Litterick and I've been in the job for nearly a year and a half now. I've always wanted to become a firefighter. It was just a matter of becoming old enough to be a firefighter and start applying. My dad's been a firefighter for a really long time and I've kind of always looked up to him and seen how much he enjoys the job and his friends enjoy the job.
So if you're wondering whether this could be the job for you, I've been in this job 2.5 years. I'm 36 years old and it's the best job I've ever had, never looked back.
I was so glad that I'd made that transition from teaching to becoming a firey because it gave me a new lease on life and I was just re-energised and re-motivated again, and that's what this job does.
Well, there's nothing really I don't like about being a firefighter. I love the sense of family. Every day I go to work, I wake up every morning thinking I got the best job in the world, and there's never a day I wake up and go, oh, I have to go to work. I love my job. The application process, I think, was going to be hard for anyone. I applied twice and the whole way was, I just focused on it. I trained a whole year in advance for my application that I ended up getting in.
Yeah, I think from the minute that you put an application in to become a firefighter, you're looked upon as being equal to the males that are also applying, and that was the case for me the whole way through the process. To the day I finished training, we were on the same level as the guys and expected to do exactly the same thing. You need to be quite strong and you need to be mentally strong, I think, as well. Physical and mental strength are important.
To females trying to apply, if you feel like you can't, lift a 20 kilo weight, don't stress about it. It's, how would you put it? It's all practical to the job. So all I recommend doing is getting hold of what the actual physical process is and going to your local fire station, getting them to show you everything. If you don't feel strong enough, just work at it. I did. Originally I wasn't, I wasn't tough, I wasn't anything, and I wouldn't say I'm tough now, but I just kept working at it.
For the whole process, learn as much as you can about the job through the sources available, so online, talking to people, talking to administrative staff, and really have a clear understanding if it's the type of job that you want to enter into in the first place, and then to really be honest with yourself and decide, are you the type of person that will be suitable for that type of job? At the time that I entered into the school, I was playing water polo for Australia, so I was very fit, which was a real benefit, but I was also training and had other commitments, and it was unrealistic of me to think that I could do both because I was tired from training in the morning after doing a full day of physical activity at the academy. So if you do get into the academy, you really have to focus all your attention on that period of your life and trying to focus all your time and attention to that, because you don't have time for anything else. You don't have energy for anything else because you're fatigued physically and you're fatigued mentally throughout the process, and that's part of the test, that you can operate while you're fatigued in an effective manner.
Once you get through, the training is around three and a half months, and you know, it was a bit like this. Some bits were really hard, some bits I found easier.
For me personally, the physical side of it I cope quite well with. I'm quite physically fit, so that wasn't really a challenge. It was more the mechanical side of things, and that was something that I had to work hard at.
Personally, in my recruit school of 12, there were 3 of us who had no previous firefighting experience. So coming from zero background with firefighting, there were some issues that I did find challenging, but the teamwork and the level of instruction was fantastic, and I definitely felt that I wasn't being left behind at all, and was getting those skills along the same lines as everyone else.
So if we can do it in a nice, clear voice, because obviously the person, this could be a pile that could be 3 or 4 stories thick.
Some tips on surviving the school are don't ignore your own limits. So there was a couple of points where I reached my limit, and now I know, you know, don't get to that point. You let people know if you're struggling, that everyone's there to help you. You've got your family and friends there, you've got the instructors, they're always there to help you. So if you're struggling, you must let someone know. Everyone's only there to help you.
Casualty found!
I like the career of a firefighter as the idea of going to work every day and not knowing what the day has in store for me is appealing. It's also a very positive and well-respected career in the community, and I like being able to assist the community in times of need.
An average day shift for me would be to turn up for work, check all the equipment that you're going to be using, so all the trucks, and then usually a gym workout. Then sometimes we'll go out and service the hydrants, so you know, painting the H's and checking that they're not clogged up with sand and that kind of thing. We do building inspections. We do training out in the yard, drilling. So there's lots of, and school visits, there's lots of things that we do as well on top of our calls. And then in the afternoon, I might be doing some of my, my coursework, my study notes, my study assignments, because you're studying for the first 5 years. So need to tell you that as well.
When you first start as a firefighter, you're not fully trained, you have just started your training. So they have 5 years of firefighter development program, which is all the Australian standards plus the agency's state-specific requirements. And then after that, there is professional development opportunities to go to station officer level or to go into a specialist branch like rescue, hazardous materials, community education, media. So there's a lot of opportunities if you choose to take those up after you finish your complete studies as a firefighter.
So the days are generally filled with training, you know, operational readiness, things like that. Our night shifts is the same thing. So we come in and then we come out, check the appliances, all the same thing. We go to the gym, and then after that, training. And then, yeah, we sit around the table, have our dinner together, and just kind of, I think the night times are really when we start to feel we are a family.
Working as a firefighter and station officer in the operational fire and rescue service isn't like a normal Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job. You do work shifts, you do work weekends and public holidays like Christmas, New Year's Eve, some birthdays and school or social functions you may have to forego sometimes. On the other hand, you do have the very positive part of working shifts, which is you do have time available when other people don't necessarily have time free.
The type of job you get sometimes can vary depending on which station you're at. For example, in town, you get lots of alarm calls. The buildings have the direct brigade alarms, so you turn up to those, have to find out where the alarm's gone off. Is it a real fire? Is it a fault? Is it workmen in the building? That kind of thing. We get the traffic accidents, we turn up to those. Sometimes have to get the cutters and the spreaders out and assist the ambulance service. The police are usually there as well. Obviously you get house fires and other structure fires, car fires, bush fires, and you get things like cats stuck in trees. It does happen. So there's a big range of jobs we get.
18 months into the job, I feel a lot more comfortable than when I did when I first came out. You come out of the school and you're taught everything you need to know to fight a fire, rescue someone out of a car, but you still feel like there is so much to learn, and I feel a lot more comfortable now jumping into one of these appliances and going to a job than I did at the start. Not saying that you wouldn't feel comfortable when you first got out of school, but it's just kind of, you know, every time the bells go off, I don't have to pull myself off the ceiling. Yeah, that's all I have to say is the job's going to get more comfortable every single day that you work.
Being operational on shift does require you to have a high level of self-motivation, because there are times when people aren't always going to push you to do something all the time. You have to do it yourself. So you have to study yourself, you have to make sure you complete your training requirements yourself and within the team, but it does rely heavily on you being a motivated person.
I would say a difficult day at work was something like a bushfire, where you're working hard all shift for the whole of the shift. You know, you have to really try and keep your fluids up because you can get dehydrated so quickly. You're dragging hose around through the bush, and it's hard and it's hot and you can't breathe very well. You know, it's smoky, but it's worth it. You know, at the end of the day, you finish a shift, you feel like you've done a good job, you've done something.
A bad day is going out and seeing something unexpected, something that takes you aback. It's going to end up being a bad day, but like I said, you've got all your friends around you, so they turn it into a good day after that.
Over the period of 16 years, I've attended maybe 50 fatalities, and that hasn't always been easy. And you know, even talking about it now, I can feel a little bit emotional. So I have talked to my family about it. I have talked to my partners about it, and friends, and also we talk at work within the team, and we help each other and support each other. In place, there are systems to assist, and I've chosen to take them up at times. So there are psychologists available to talk to, and I've chosen to speak to those psychologists when I feel the need, and that has helped me as well.
Being female, sometimes, you know, you can sense that maybe the guys were talking about something that wasn't female orientated, and they might quieten down when you walk in, you know, but I mean, it's like they haven't even heard me talk. Jesus, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to get special treatment because I'm female, so I'm pretty sure it is the same. Sometimes it's funny when a guy's having a shower or something, and he might walk out with a pair of boxers on and forget that you're there. I mean, I don't really care at all, but sometimes they get a bit embarrassed. It's quite funny.
I think there's a few boxes that need to be ticked. You need to, you know, be strong-willed. You need to be motivated as an individual. But you also, I think physically, for me, that's one of the major things that as a female you need to be strong enough to be able to do this job. The physical demands are quite, you know, intense. And if you don't have that, then you can't do things like slip a ladder or lift the tools. And, you know, generally if you're doing a rescue, being able to lift someone out of the building, or your fellow firefighter if you're in there and, you know, they get injured, you need to be able to drag them out. So if you can't do those basic things, then you're unable to do the job. And I think, you know, being versatile and being able to work in a male-dominated workplace, it's important that you know, you are sort of strong-minded and you're able to adapt to that situation.
For me, the job gives me satisfaction, and I think it is probably harder for a female because, you know, without being sexist, we are not as big and strong as the guys, but it's not just about being strong and big. It's about thinking, it's about helping people. If you've got the right attitude, then there's no reason why you can't do it. Show those boys.
I have 3 children. I have 3 boys, one 8-year-old, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And I've had all of my children while I've been employed in the fire and rescue service. Personally, the shift work and juggling work and family life, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. The way the shift work is structured, it does offer a high level of flexibility. You know, having a family was always going to be something that I had planned on, and a career in the fire service at no time swayed me from that thinking. And I did feel supported the whole way through. And coming back to work as well, the support from the fire station that I work at and management was always 100%. Just because you've had children doesn't mean that you're not capable of being a firefighter. I think every time that I've returned after having my children, I've been fitter, I've been stronger, and yeah, I just love coming to work. And I think it does make me a better mother. I know that my children absolutely love the fact that they can come and visit the fire station and are very proud that their mum is a firefighter.
I've enjoyed my entire career as a firefighter and station officer. There were some big challenges initially, and society was changing at the time, as was the culture and society within the job.
I think that, you know, in 2014 we've moved along really well. I dare say it used to happen. I've heard a few stories. However, I can't say as though, you know, I'm looked upon in sort of any other light than being treated with respect. One thing I would have to advise females to go in the job is, you know, if you have to be confident about speaking out what you are comfortable with and what you're uncomfortable with, and that's also in society. If you accept something, then it will happen again. If you're not willing to accept something, you must speak out about it, and there are systems and means in place to ensure, you know, people can work together effectively and everyone is treated equally. Working in a male-dominated environment, I often get asked that question. Personally, I prefer working with men. And within this environment, as a firefighter, there's a lot of teamwork that needs to be undertaken. Generally, the males that I've worked with have been fantastic. They're very supportive. They take care of you and look out for you.
I feel like my future in the fire service is going to be a long one. I love this job. I love being able to learn every single day. I still have so many more things I can qualify on. I've already qualified on the heavy rescue, the foam trailer, high expansion foam trailer, and it's just so broad of a service of so many resources that I can learn from. Even once I become a senior firefighter, I can spend the rest of my career as a senior firefighter and just keep learning, keep absorbing knowledge and keep trying new things, and that's a fantastic part about the job. The rewards from being a firefighter are endless. You just feel a sense of achievement every single day. Sorry. I hope that's not per second.
We'll get out the line.